This is our help site for the company colors. This is Founders Live NFTs, how to buy. You can see a spread of the cards representing the startups that are in our Live Fest event. These are the winners of the 5 regional primetime competitions. And one more thing to add about company colors and NFTs in general. There is a huge collectability aspect to it. If you're a shoe collector or any of these other, if you've ever some people even compare these things to Beanie Babies. Yeah, I can see how that's possible. There's a collectability angle to this. And so a lot of people just buy it for the art or for whatever it is. And they want to get like all the, all the Bored Apes that have, a trippy fur, or like all the 3D glasses apes, or they have, you have different reasons for different things. There's a lot of ways to be interested in NFTs. For us, our cards have startups, all the presenting startups in our primetime series. We have them segmented by region, you can look by country, you can look by city, you can look by industry and whatever. So those are also interesting ways to search. Okay, let's get started with how to do this. Like I said before, we're going to need an Ethereum wallet to store cryptocurrency and to manage your transactions. This is typically MetaMask. You're going to need an OpenSea account. That's the marketplace where these things are bought and sold. There are many other marketplaces, but this is the primary one that we'll focus on. And we also need funds to put in that wallet to make those purchases. And for us, that's based on Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency. Our collection is available on the Polygon blockchain, which is an Ethereum blockchain, but it's a layer 2. It's more ecologically friendly, and it doesn't have gas fees. So it's just one step removed from Ethereum, but the assets are convertible. All right. So again, if you're experienced with NFTs, you can skip to the funding section. We'll assume everybody's a beginner because I'm sure most people are. That's why we're here. First of all, MetaMask. So the concept of the wallet is that these are kind of like it's a fund storage device, but it's also it's an application that does the buying and selling, and it's the interaction with the blockchain. So you will tell when you want to buy something, you'll make a buy request, and then the wallet will ask for confirmation if you really do want to buy this thing, and you can confirm. Then the wallet does all the behind the scene negotiations with the blockchain to send your transaction and to wait for it to go through, and then to give you the feedback that it was successful or not.
Luis, so is it kind of like Apple Pay? MetaMask is like that's a good one. Yeah, that's pretty similar. Apple Pay, generates tokens or unique tokens for each purchase that disguise a credit card. But it is a super, it abstracts all this back and forth of entering all this data that you normally have to do on a website. So yeah, it's a really good analogy. MetaMask is like that. It handles all this stuff for you. It's back in the day when we first had email or web servers, you used to have to type in actual numbers to access these things. And then we came up with DNS mapping, and you could have domain names instead of having to remember numbers. And that made everything easier. In a similar way as you're describing, the MetaMask wallet kind of removes you from having to worry about doing crypto wallet direct wallet address interactions, and it just gives you a graphical user interface for this. The image you see here on the left is what that looks like. My own MetaMask is right here. It's available as a browser extension, and it's also available as a mobile app. So the desktop experience is more of a plugin like this, and you navigate everything through a web browser. And if you're mobile, MetaMask has its own browser built in. We're going to focus on the desktop side of things here, but you can do these things on mobile. And for some people, it's easier to interact that way. I would say if you get to more advanced levels, like when you have to mint directly from a website, you probably want to do that through a desktop. We're going to do this all through desktop here. So I got to speed up because I talked too long. Okay.
All right, setting up a thing. So instead of going through all the steps on the website, I included a link here to set up MetaMask from their website. I'm going to click that, and we'll just go through this super quickly. It is a simple download on your browser extension. Use buy and swap tokens. We'll do all this stuff. They have a nice video here about what it is and how to use it. I highly recommend you watch it. It's pretty simple once you get yourself familiarized. What is important about MetaMask is, or what when you set up MetaMask, it's going to put you. It's an Ethereum wallet, and it's going to put you on just. When you make it and set it up, it gives you it provides you an address, a public address. It provides you a private key, and it provides you a what's called a seed phrase, and I think they call it a secret recovery phrase or something. I won't go into these details, but I do want to say that the most important thing. See, I'm showing you here my actual personal MetaMask. This is a public address. That's okay to share, but the other information you want to keep extremely private. The seed phrase, the private key, these are things that people will try to scam you out of, and just never, ever, ever, no matter what, give this information to other people. The public address is fine. Be very safe with these things. These things, you can't return things on the blockchain. You can't get things recovered. You can find out who stole your stuff, but there's no authority to get things back. So just be careful, manage your stuff. And you'll be okay. This wallet is already set up. There's really not a lot to setting up. You just open it up, you add an account, and it makes it, and then you have an empty Ethereum wallet with an address. Again, you can copy that address here. That's the first step, is just getting this thing installed. Pretty easy. Then for us, the next step is very important. Because we're on Polygon blockchain, that's not a default for MetaMask. The default is Ethereum. Let me click on that again. These are the networks that you can use. They have a bunch of test networks and things in here. We want to get it so that you can use the Polygon mainnet. Again, Polygon is a level 2 Ethereum. It's still Ethereum, but it's just a layer 2. In order to get this Polygon mainnet thing to appear in the browser, you can go through these little steps on this page. Basically, you add this information, and that's it. But there's even a faster way to do it if you want to skip all that. On the Polygon Scan website, at the very bottom, there's this little Add Polygon button. Click that, and it'll do it for you. So both of those are linked. It depends on how you like to go for it, whether you want to do it yourself or just have it automatically. There's also a link here if you have questions about how to use MetaMask. This is the frequently asked questions. It's not that long because there's not a whole lot to it. Again, these are instructions on how to stay safe. Go through all this stuff. Make sure you read it and understand it. That's very important. There's also a link to the support site if you have other questions. All right, so now that we have a wallet set up, and I realize we kind of glossed over that, but again, it's kind of a simple process. We need to set up an account on OpenSea, the marketplace where we buy these. So I have an account already set up, so I can't show you the setup process other than I'll show you the introduction to it because I have a private, hold on, let me change the screen that I'm sharing.
Luis,
Nick, you want to pop in for a second?
Yeah, I just we do have a question. I think it is important. Gene is asking just MetaMask, the security of it, and just I think that's important that we at least at least talk about that it is secure, it's safe. But if you could add a little color to that.
Okay, Gene, how's MetaMask proprietary? How's it secure? It is, just like when you go to a secure website, there's the secure SSL protocols for interacting with a website that secure all your normal, regular fiat purchases. These are also encrypted interactions with the blockchain. The blockchain requires high degree, extremely high degrees, much higher than your SSL interactions, degrees of cryptography. It's all cryptocurrency cryptography, for securing those interactions. There's a lot of checksums and a lot of back and forth to make sure that these things, that you are who you say you are, and it's writing to there. These guys got it down. I'd say what's interesting, dichotomy here is, or paradox, maybe that's not the right word to use, but you know, there are a lot of people trying to scam you out of stuff. I don't want to put fear into you. When I say a lot of people, like, you'll occasionally get this random DM that'll say, you know, if you're on a Discord, that'll ask you to do something. And, you know, it's just like spam emails and whatever. We're used to these kinds of attempts to social engineer us. But for whatever goes on like that, you know, it's an extremely secure store of currency and data. So as long as you manage that private phrase and keep it offline or keep it somewhere that's secure, you're in good shape. I feel pretty confident. A lot of people have millions and millions of dollars in this thing, and we all use the exact same thing. The one thing that you could do that makes it even more secure, MetaMask is a hot wallet. It is a software-based wallet. There are cold storage wallets that are offline, and MetaMask can interact with those things. They're basically like offline thumb drives, essentially, that contain all your crypto information. You can move all your assets and all your crypto onto that and keep it, you know, disconnected from the internet. And MetaMask can still ask for you to insert it and interact with those things. Common names are Trezor and Ledger, I think is what it's called. I obviously need to get one. But those are highly recommended if you're concerned about security, and they are the most safe way to do that. If you have any other questions, Gene, let me know. Feel free to ask if you want to. So here's, can you see the OpenSea screen here, Nick?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the front page for OpenSea. They've got a, you know, this is the NFT marketplace. In order to set up an account, all you have to do is click on the little profile thing, and it says you need an Ethereum wallet, and here you would choose MetaMask. And if you didn't have it installed, because I'm in an incognito mode, it doesn't think I have it installed, you would install it. But once you do have it installed, it is, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to switch back to my window. There we go. I should have just shared multiple windows in the first place. All right, so if we go to OpenSea and look at mine, once you have it, you have, it's just like kind of like a social media page. You have a profile where you can add your screen name. The screen name when you start is your same MetaMask wallet address. It looks here. I have an ENS address, so I have mine is translated into a more friendly name here. But you have just a profile, and from here you can start your buying process. Okay, that's all it takes to get an OpenSea account set up. Once you have the MetaMask wallet, it just asks you to authenticate that. You sign that interaction, and then it creates an account for you. That's it. The next thing we want to do is fund the crypto wallet to make purchases. So most, when you're on OpenSea, most purchases or most NFTs are offered in Ethereum. We offer ours on Polygon. Ethereum, the reason we've done that is Ethereum has a thing called gas fees, which is, you know, you've heard of crypto miners. Mining is the way that they basically create the Ethereum, they manage the blockchain transactions. Everything on the Ethereum blockchain requires it all has to be worked on and processed by computers somewhere. And there is a small fee that's attached to those interactions. On the Ethereum blockchain, especially as the price of Ethereum rises, and more people are throwing requests and there's more demand on the network, it's kind of like surge pricing in Uber, that those fees to run those transactions are starting to increase. And when the increase of Ethereum required to make transactions coincides with increase in Ethereum price, it can be very expensive to run a transaction. Again, this changes throughout the day. In the middle of the night, gas fees are generally lower than in the middle of the afternoon. And when people are really trying to buy things, sometimes those gas fees can be incredibly expensive. You may have heard of NFT releases from Time Magazine or from any other super popular NFT project. They can go, the gas fees to buy anything can range from $200 to multiple thousands of dollars, depending on the demand. We don't want anybody to deal with that, especially because our NFTs are very, very low priced. It doesn't make sense to buy an NFT that costs $100 and pay $150 just to have the opportunity to buy that NFT. We want it to be $100. We don't want it to be $250 total dollars. So on the nice thing about Polygon is there are no gas fees on OpenSea. There's a tiny amount of gas fees technically, but OpenSea covers it for us. I bring this up so we're saving money on gas fees, a ton of money. But the one thing that we have to do is convert Ethereum into Polygon Ethereum, which is also called wrapped Ethereum. It's a way of just putting a layer on that Ethereum so Polygon knows how to spend it. Very, very soon, Coinbase is going to allow us to buy Ethereum on the Polygon chain directly. No conversion necessary. You buy it there and it appears in your wallet as Polygon ETH. Currently, they don't have that capability. So we buy Ethereum on Coinbase, and then we put it through a bridge to convert it into Polygon Ethereum. Costs like $10, which is way better than spending like $150 for one purchase. $10 to do as much as Ethereum as you want to send over. Okay, so when we decide, we're at the stage of funding our crypto wallet to buy an NFT. You can do it however you want to do it. You might say, okay, I want to buy 5 things that are going to cost a total of 0.01 Ethereum. So I'm going to buy 0.01 Ethereum on Coinbase or 0.011 just to have a little extra just in case. And then I'm going to send that over. Or you might say, hey, I'm really interested in this. I'm going to buy a whole ETH of cryptocurrency, and I'll just send that all over. Either way, whatever you send costs the same to send. It's one transaction and one fee, regardless of how much you send. It's up to you what you want to do. Just make sure when you buy your cryptocurrency that you have enough to actually buy the things that you want to buy. Now, cryptocurrency fluctuates in value. Ethereum a few days ago was nearing $4,800. Today, it's closer to $4,000. Who knows where it's going to go up or down? But once we're on once we're on NFT world, things are priced in Ethereum, and that value, it's not like the fluctuation. A single NFT is going to change from being, at least in the primary market, it's going to stay what it was priced at. Secondary people price it whatever they want it to be. Okay, so we want to have the right amount of money. There are 2 ways to fund this crypto wallet. The first way is the easiest, fastest way. It's a tiny bit more money than what it costs to do the longer way, but I've used this a lot because it's just super easy and convenient. OpenSea has a built-in option called Moonpay. Again, Moonpay requires setting up a Moonpay account, but once that's set up, you can just use it anytime you want to use a debit card to make your NFT purchases. That information is stored. You'd say how much Ethereum you want to buy. When you either load your wallet or when you actually even just click buy now on an NFT, it says how much do you want. It puts a little charge. If Ethereum is $4,000, they kind of tend to charge like $4,100 because there's a percentage for slippage in case that value fluctuates. But this is as close as you get to using a debit card to buy an NFT, especially once it's set up. Again, I've included here steps for going to the Moonpay site or to OpenSea. How do I add funds using Moonpay? Very simple. It walks you through You set up your little thing, you choose your option, buy with the card, enter your address, enter your email. It goes through some confirmation things. It asks for personal information, like what's your name and your email. If you want to buy a lot more, it's going to ask you more questions. You might, I've even had, because I've bought a lot, I've even had to submit, at one point I had to submit, I think like a utility bill that proved who I was and what my address was. But that's once you get farther down the road. You can make smaller purchases without a whole lot of personal information. By the way, this is also called KYC, Know Your Customer. You might hear that acronym come up. Buy with card, you go through these things, it confirms it. One thing to know when you're funding, regardless of whether you do it through Moonpay or you do it through Coinbase, you click buy now, you might have to wait for that thing to spin 5 seconds, 30 seconds. Sometimes some transactions can take a long time. It depends on how busy the blockchain is. It's not super instantaneous like it is with traditional purchases. Anyway, this page will show you what to expect and what to go through when setting up a Moonpay account. That's as simple as it gets. Once you've set up, if you've set up with Moonpay, you can go right onto the buying step. I'm going to go to option B here, funding Ethereum via crypto exchange. So for this example, we're going to use Coinbase. It's a super popular crypto exchange. It's a place where you trade fiat and you get cryptocurrency in exchange. We've got a link here that gives you a little bonus. And they're also running a thing right now where, like, through November 23rd, I think, if you buy over $100 worth of Ethereum, you're entered into a raffle to win all kinds of money. So now's a good time to start. Setting up Coinbase, again, here's the thing from their help thing on doing that. You've got to enter your basic information here. You move on to create an account, and it'll just walk you through the steps. Basically, you need to link a bank account. They use Plaid, so it's secure. Then you move your funds over and you have Coinbase. It's important to clarify here, Coinbase Exchange is different from Coinbase Wallet, same company. Coinbase Wallet is like MetaMask. They're both wallets. I use Coinbase Wallet too, in addition to MetaMask. Because you have money in Coinbase, your Coinbase account, you still, once you fund that Coinbase account and have your cryptocurrency, you have to send it to your wallet. So that's what we'll do next. These are the instructions on how to buy the cryptocurrency from Coinbase. It's as simple as just saying, I want to buy X amount of ETH or X amount of dollars. You can choose which way you want it to enter it. And then you just buy it and it buys it for you. You have your bank account already linked. It draws your funds directly over, and the funds appear in, again, 5 to 30 seconds. If you're a brand new customer, it takes, I think you can send, the first time you do it, might be up to 5. I cannot remember the exact number. It's not a ton of money that you can access immediately. They have to, like, verify that the funds transferred over, and generally, to be safe, you want to have funds in your account 7 days before you want to use them or transfer that Ethereum you plan to have it. The earlier, the better. Once you have a balance, then even though there might be a 7-day window on new purchases, your previously cleared purchases can allow you to transfer that money as needed. But this is all to say, plan in advance when buying crypto, especially if you're going to need a lot of it. Smaller amounts, not as big a deal. So then the next step is converting regular. Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, Luis, just want to give a warning here. I know that you're in the middle of this and there's just so much here. We get it. But what we want to make sure, so I'm probably giving you like a 2 to 3 minute warning so then we want to cover what the company colors are and why people would want to purchase them. So let's just finish up here and then I'll jump in for that. Okay,
cool. We're super close. We're at the very end of step 4 here, and that's the last step. So this is converting the ETH that we bought at Coinbase into wrapped ETH for Polygon or Polygon ETH. There's a tool called the Umbria Narni bridge. There's also another bridge called at Polygon Scan, but that's slower and it costs a lot more money. This bridge here you click to connect your wallet. MetaMask is asking me to sign it. Give that permission because I trust this site. We can send it from Ethereum to Polygon. We put in how much we want, and we tell it that we want to. Yeah, we already said we're going to bridge Ethereum. We want to bridge X number of things, and then you just say send to MetaMask, and it'll say it costs like $10 or $15 to do it. That isn't a fiat charge. That is they'll charge that to you in Ethereum. This small amount of things. So we just need to make sure we have those. If you want to send 0.01 over, then make sure you have like 0.011 or some small amount extra always in your wallet to cover these little tiny expenses. Click to send to MetaMask and it will send that over. And then in MetaMask, you can switch from Ethereum because we already set it up for Polygon. You switch over here and you can see what you have in your wrapped ETH, WETH balance. I have a very small amount in there. So once it's bridged over, it appears in your wallet. There are other bridges as well that you can try. There's even a site like crypto.com that I haven't looked into, but you can they supposedly support buying Ethereum directly on the Polygon network, so you don't even need to use a bridge. So you basically do the steps like you do for Coinbase, but substitute crypto.com instead of Coinbase, and then you would have that money. You could send that money directly from your crypto account directly to your MetaMask wallet. The same way that the bridge process that I just showed you, except for you wouldn't be paying to bridge, you would just be sending it over and paying whatever fee it costs to transfer. Everything you do in crypto has always got a little fee attached to it, except for purchasing. So sorry, there is a step 5. Just to make sure you have the funds, you can check your MetaMask and make sure it's there. Also in OpenSea, there's the little wallet button you can click and it shows you the exact same thing there.